But before we go, is there anything that any plugs you want to get in? Tell all the good people where they can find
Yeah.
you.
So new album, The Bitter Truth, is coming out March 27th, I think. I can never remember the exact date. March 26th, 27th, something like that. New single called Better Without You is coming out in 2 weeks, which is the heaviest single that this band's put out, I think, in its entire history.
You're loving it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm digging it. I mean, I'm digging it, and I'm digging it because we as a band are digging it, and Amy's digging it, and Amy felt it, enough to be like, this is fucking awesome. She's feeling, I mean, I think that that's what this pandemic and the situation that we're in has done for everybody. It's stirred up the piss and vinegar in everybody's system a little bit, and everybody's kind of, you know, embracing ways to channel that aggression. And
Now's no time for ballads.
no, and herself included. And quite honestly, this record was going to be without a ballad originally. And at the last minute, man, she wrote this really, really, really beautiful piano ballad, and was just like, that can't not go on the record, because her original call was, I don't want any ballads on this album. No piano ballads. She didn't want to have it. It was just like, even though Wasted on You could kind of consider to be a ballad, sort of, but she didn't want any like piano, like slow, typical Evanescence ballads like My Immortal. And that was originally the plan. And then she wrote that song, and it was just like, yeah, Nick was like, you got it. This has to go on the record. So there's one, but it's really beautiful. It's a great song.
Did you get any writing on this? Because I
Oh
heard
yeah.
so
Oh
you,
yeah.
that's awesome. And
Yeah.
dude, that's that again. I think that's why that band endures and endears, because it's a band. It's
She's turned it into that. She's allowed it to become that.
and
That's
she
a
didn't have to. She could have just kept bringing Josh Freese in.
she didn't have to do any of that. You know what I mean? And even when she did the open door, she and Terry wrote that record. It was just really her and Terry
Okay.
predominantly that wrote that record, 95% of it. It wasn't until the 2011 record that she slowly started to let that kind of happen, and she started the writing process with Terry and Tim. And then I came into it later, and Troy came into it even later than that. So I've got a little bit of credit on that record, definitely some. But and of course, I'm writing on my own parts and shit like that. But
Yeah, yeah.
but this record, we've got a lot of writing on it, and myself, Tim, Troy, particularly with Amy, have a lot of writing on it. So
That's well, man, that just shows you how much of a real musician she is.
yeah,
Like
very trust.
we all know those situations where that you are a hired gun and you are to
Right.
do, and when you hear, and especially when you see you all live now with you, it's like, oh, this is a band. This is a
Yeah,
real
it's for
unit.
sure. I mean, look, she still has the right of refusal, so to speak.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Got to go through the president, you know what I mean, before it gets signed off on. But that's that's fine. Every band's got to have a leader,
Yep.
and every band's got to have, you know, one person that's completely focused on the exact vision. And it's good when everybody else is, all moving in the same direction, which we are. But
Yep.
somebody has to kind of lead that charge, and that's her place, and we're all very respectful of that, and also she's respectful to us at the same time. Um and but at the same time, she knows what she wants, and she can definitely thumb some things down, and that's fine. And what she's not is like, nope, it has to be this way. The way that she is like, I'm not feeling that yet, let's keep working on that. And or she'll come in with an idea. Okay, well, let's work on, I have an idea, let's work on this. It's just like, she trusts us enough to be like that.
That's the word, man. That's what I was hoping you'd get to, that word. It's that trust thing. And that's the best situations to be in
Yeah.
artistically, because you're still feeling like you're not just filling a role or coloring in the lines. You're still a part of you still in that.
Yeah, you're emotionally and artistically invested still, and um,
And and it comes across, and you can't really fake that.
no, and look, I don't want it to sound like it's all romper room in there either. I mean, there's definitely, we don't really have arguments per se in terms of when we're writing like that, but we do have some heated moments where, like when any band does, where
That's every band ever. I mean, dude, how many times did Stewart and Sting fight? Like
Yeah.
fight.
And that's on a whole other level. And I've been in bands like
Right.
that, you know, like it becomes that kind of a thing. And it's because you're dealing with really passionate and artistic people. And, you know, we're not immune to it. We just do it in a different way. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, but it can get heated in there, you know, and that's where Nick comes in, you know, that's where, you know,
Talk
Nick,
about him before we get out of here. Nick, and again, I'm not going to try to say his last name, the guy who produced this record.
Nick Raskulinix.
There it is. I can't, dude. I've tried to say, I can't get it. Adam's tried to tell me how to say that name. I don't get it.
Raskulinix.
So
Yeah.
when you found out that Neil Peart's
Good
drum set was
Italian.
in there, did you immediately say, "Can I use Neil Peart's drum set?"
Yeah. Well, he's got one that Neil sent him.
Right, I know.
And we used pieces of it, like on the 2011 record and on this record. There's one song called Game Is Over. And in the chorus, there's this big tom beat. It's not a typical, you know, on a crash or bell or hi-hat, anything. It's a big, massive tom thing. Think like, you know, sort of vintage corn. And you know, I had my 10 and my 12 up there and my 16 and my 18, and Nick's like, nope, not big enough, not heavy enough. And so what we did was we brought in, he had mounted like full blown Vinnie Paul style. He had mounted 14 and 15-inch toms from that Neil Peart kit.
Right.
You put up on mounts, man. And here I mean, literally they're sitting, my head's about right here. And I'm Keith Moon style, you know, and it sounds incredible, man. I mean, you know. But yeah, we used some things from that kit.
The last time I was down in Nashville hanging out with Adam, you messed me up because I was supposed to go in there and see that drum set, but y'all were tracking. I was like, because man, you know, I'm, you know, Rush fanatic as everyone should be.
Yeah.
And Nick says that no matter what level drummer, legendary guy from the street, it don't matter.
Yeah.
When they find out that like one of Neil's drum sets are there, everybody's like, can I play it? Can
I touch it? Yeah.
Can I touch it?
Yeah. It's an incredible sounding kit, man. And look,
is it one of the DWs from the final when he moved to there?
Yeah, I think it was from it's the kit that they recorded the first record that Nick did.
Angels and Airways.
I think so, yeah.
Or Clockwork Angels.
Clockwork Angels.
There it is.
First one? No, there was Snakes and Arrows.
There it is. That's the one.
I think it was the kit from that album, and he toured with that kit and did. You know, there's another thing that he did for DW, like an instructional thing or something that he recorded with it, and then he knew Nick liked it and shipped it to him. Didn't even ask him, just said, "What's your address?" And all these boxes show up. You know.
Canadians are the nicest people in the world.
I'm saying, dude, we could learn things.
They really are. Well, Will Hunt, man, I so appreciate you coming on here, brother. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you very much. And thank you all for listening. Go out and listen to everything that Will Hunt is on. You will be a better drummer because of it. And I'm not just saying that because he's here.
A better rock drummer.
Whatever. Dude, you've got groove like a funk player. I said that in your video that I analyzed.
Yeah.
I was like, this is funk groove. You have like a funk stuff in your playing, and I actually did compare you to Ray. I was like, he's got a lot of Ray Luzier in his playing, and this
Ray's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, Ray makes me want to quit.
Players, he's just better.
Well, man, I can't get you all. I can't quit asking questions. That's something that you said in one of your interviews, and I have found that from the the most famous cat that I've ever talked to the cat down the street. Do we ever get over being down on ourselves? Does that ever stop, Will? Like when you're playing in front of 50,000 people, can you be like, I'm not an imposter, I'm really good?
No, I think what it is that you can have confidence in your own skin, so to speak, but then you can also look outward and say, you know, all right, I'm still learning, you know, there's still a lot for me to figure out. There's still some things that I can learn from people and pick up on, you know, and I've done a couple of things like with some different people, like one thing with George Lynch, you know, and George has worked with Ray and KXM. And, you know, the thing that George